Okay, guys, so today we're going to go through questions 6 through 10 on our Unit 6, Part 3 review on inequalities. So the first thing I do want to write on the side of my paper is don't call me after midnight. Okay, so we do not have to do distributing. We don't have to combine like terms, and we don't have to move our variable. So we're going to start with adding or subtracting. So first I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. Okay, I'm subtracting 10 because we have 4x plus 10. I want to get x by itself. And if I subtract 10 from both sides, it will keep the inequality balanced. And remember, this is the same steps we use when we are solving equations. So 4x is greater than 12. So we've done that. Now we're going to multiply or divide by 4. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. And the reason I'm dividing is because 4x is a multiplication problem, and to undo multiplication, we are going to divide. So if I divide, 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we can just write x is greater than 12 divided by 3, or 12 divided by 4 is 3. So this is our solution set. Now, since we just need to make sure that 3 can fit on our number line, I'll just do 0 through 10. So remember, as long as you can graph this, you could start with 3 if you wanted to, but as long as your point is showing. Okay. So the reason why my point on the graph is open, okay, is because it is a greater than symbol, right? So if it was a greater than or equal to symbol, I would fill that in. And then it says greater than, so we are going to point to the right. Remember, if your variable is on the left-hand side, then whatever direction your inequality is pointing, that's the direction that your arrow will go. Okay, let's do another one. All right, so just like the other one, we are going to subtract 12. Okay, remember this negative 3 isn't subtraction, right? It's multiplication. So we're going to do addition and subtraction before we do division and multiplication. So I'm going to, it's not working very well. So I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. So I get negative 3x is greater than, and then negative 24 minus 12 more is going to be negative 36. Okay, and my last step is going to be to divide by negative 3. Okay, so if I divide by negative 3, this is our special rule that we did a couple lessons ago. So negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1, so I just get x. Negative 36 divided by negative 3 is a positive 12. Okay, and then because we divided by a negative, we do have to reverse our symbol. So now it's going to go this way. Okay. So again, I'm just going to write when dividing by a negative, reverse your inequality symbol. Okay, so don't forget to do that. Very, very important. Otherwise, your statement won't be true. Okay, so I'm going to actually start with 12 here and count backwards since this is a less than problem. Okay, bear with me. That's a 3. Okay, this is going to be another open because it's less than, and it's going to point to the left. Remember, less than goes to the left. And when you guys are graphing, the only reason, again, why it's going to go in the same direction as your less than symbol is because my variable is on the left-hand side. Okay, now number 8 is a challenge question. We did not do any of these throughout this part of the unit, but when we did solve inequality, when we solved equations, we did use this. So we are going to distribute. Okay, always distribute first. So 15 plus 10x is greater than or equal to negative 45. Remember, distributing just means multiply. So 5 times 3 is 15, and 5 times 2x would be 10x. So my first step is going to be to subtract that 15. So 10x is greater than or equal to negative 60. Last step, divide by 10. So x is greater than or equal to negative 6. Okay. So I'll start with negative 6 is my solution. Negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is going to be a closed circle because x is greater than or equal to. Okay, so since it's greater than or equal to, it's included. So you do have to do a closed circle, closed dot. Okay, our last two questions, we are going to review what we did yesterday, but our questions have decimals. Okay, so we are going to write and solve. Okay, so Sarah has $15 to spend at the grocery store. Okay, fruit costs $4.75 each, bags of fruit, and then one box of crackers costs $3.50. Okay, now when I said, okay, we see this word maximum. Under the maximum number that she can spend. So first I see this word each. So this means that there's going to be an X attached. So $4.75 X plus the box of crackers. Okay, now anytime you're spending money, guys, you can't go over what you have, right? So it's going to be less than or equal to $15. Okay, so we want to know the maximum number of bags. Now, notice that this question says write and solve the inequality. So you do have to write the inequality and then solve it. So I'm going to subtract $3.50. So I get $4.75x is less than or equal to $11.50. Okay, and then we're going to divide by $4.75. Obviously, this answer is going to be a decimal. Okay, let's scoot this down a bit. Okay, so my solution was x must be less than 2.42. Okay, so I can't buy parts of a bag, right? So the maximum number of bags that I can afford will be 2 bags of fruit. So 2 bags of fruit. Okay. So remember, when we're solving word problems, we use cubes, right? We use cubes. So we circle our numbers. I didn't actually underline the question, but that's what U means, okay? Box are action words, so each was our action words. Then we evaluated it, and then we solve and check. So make sure that your answer always makes sense, okay? So let's use that again, and we will answer the last question, number 10. Okay, and we'll do that a little better. Okay, so Haley pays $30 per month plus, that's an action word, 5 cents per text. She wants to keep her bill under, let's make sure we do that, $60 per month. Okay, so since we're only talking about 1 month, X is going to equal text. Okay, so we want to determine, this is actually my question. So we want to determine the maximum number of texts. Okay, so we're starting with a base payment of $30, and we're adding 5 cents per text. Now, one thing I didn't talk about yesterday, I used X's for everything. You guys can always use whatever variable you want. One thing I will recommend against, unless the question like actually tells you to do it this way, but I never use T's for my variables because they look like plus signs. Okay, so I just use an X for that one, but just a forewarning. Okay, so the maximum, so it has to be less than or equal to $60 per month. So we're going to subtract out that base payment that she has. And then the leftover we have to purchase our texts. Okay. Now, I just realized this says under. Okay. So, okay, just to notice this. So again, this says under. So that's going to be less than. I'm sorry, I put an equal sign because it says maximum, but we don't actually want, and you'll see when we answer the final part, we don't actually want to spend more than $60 or even $60 exactly. So we want to keep it under. So under means less than. So X must be less than 600. Okay. So determine the maximum number of texts. So actually, Haley can send 599 texts. Okay, so be careful with that. So it does say under $60. So we don't actually want to spend $60. So that is actually tricky wording. So always make sure that you reread the question. And really, that's not even a question. That's just the whole thing. Okay, so you guys can make sure that you did watch the first video with questions 1 through 5. And then you guys can complete the Google Doc for the review. Thanks, guys.